Alrighty, let's sit up tall. Okay, any pains or injuries before we start? Everyone good? Okay. And okay, good, perfect. All right, good day, everyone. This is Stephen Cheng coming to you live from 333 Grand in downtown Jersey City, New Jersey. Please visit my website, simhayoga.com, for the hybrid schedule, which is in person here at 333 Grand as well as through Zoom. You can register for class through upindy.com. And if you're watching this on YouTube, classes are $10 and you can pay through Venmo or PayPal. Payment information is on the bottom of the video. Today's class is Intermediate Advanced Lab. It is a level 2, level 3. Please make sure that if you're working with any kind of special conditions or limitations that you do modify or skip poses altogether, and always making good decisions about your movement so that you do not create any injuries or perpetuate any injuries. All right, let's sit up tall, everyone. And if you need to elevate and sit up on a block, please go ahead and do that. All right, sitting up tall, palms face up. And fingers come together, mudra, thumb and index fingers touching. And grounding evenly through your seat, elongating through the spine. And whenever you're ready, Ujjayi breath, ocean's breathing. Slight restriction to the back of the throat and creating the ha sound as you inhale and exhale. Three ohms together. Inhale. Keeping the eyes closed, hands together in prayer or in front of the heart. Pressing your thumbs into your heart, heart back into the thumbs. Lifting the heart up toward the sky. Setting your intention for yoga practice. Devoting your practice to someone or something or to yourself, your supreme self that lives within your heart. Chanting the mantra for purification, purifying the space in which you practice yoga. Call and response. Om Pavitraha, Om Pavitraha, Pavitrawa, Pavitrawa, Sarvavashtan, Sarvavashtan, Gatopiwa, Gatopiwa, Yaha Smarit, Yaha Smarit, Pundrikaksham, Pundrikaksham, Sapahya, Sapahya, Bihendraha, Bihendraha, Suchihi, Suchihi. Starting to open the eyes and let the palms face up. Fingers come back to Gyan Mudra. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, right ear to the right shoulder. Right hand to the left side, elongating through the left side of the neck. And chin toward the right shoulder. Release back to center. Drop the right hand. Left ear to the left shoulder. Left hand to the right side. And chin toward the left shoulder. Release back to center. Drop left hand. Chin toward the chest. Big circles with the head in one direction. Ear to one side. Roll it back. Opposite side. Roll it center. A few more rounds at your own pace. And chin back to center and pause. And then taking the opposite direction. Take back to center again. Lifting the chin parallel to the floor and neutral spine. Extend the legs forward, separating your feet. Hands supporting to either side, sitting up tall and turning your toes toward each other. And then roll out. Draw in, roll out, draw in. Outward rotation, circling. Take back to center, switch them around, inner rotations. And back to center again. Cross your shins, take the opposite shin on top. Raise the arms up high, extend, exhale, twist to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist to your left. Back to center. Side bends, right hand down, left arm overhead. Take it back up, other side. Back up again, legs forward, forward fold. Inhale, take it back up. Let's take the legs to 90-90. So draw the left heel in so that the shin is parallel to the front of the mat. And you're lining up the left hip with the left knee, 90 degrees with your left leg. And then do the same with 90 degrees with the back leg. So, Jessica, draw the left knee in a little bit toward the center line so that when you sit down on the outer left leg, you're lining up the hip with the knee and then the heel. Yes, that's right. And do the same thing with the back leg. All right? So here we are. Hands to either side, framing your left leg. Lengthen through the spine. On the exhale, lean forward only about 45 degrees and begin to get the stretch to the outer left leg. Make sure you also flex your feet so that your legs are engaged. Continue to find lengthiness through your spine. So keeping that lengthiness of the spine, you can go a little bit lower if you want. So now maybe your belly beginning to make contact to the inner left thigh. Keeping your left hand on the floor, reach your right hand forward, tense your right fingertips, tractioning the fingertips to the floor. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, reach your right fingertips even further forward. So the outer left hip, outer left leg should get lots of stretch at this point. And then let's start to add rotation. Right hand walks toward the left side. Adjust your left hand further back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist to your left. And then reach your right hand further out. So now you're beginning to get the rotation of the lower spine and stretch of the lower spine. And maybe even your upper back on the left shoulder blade is getting some engagement as well. All right, this is good enough. Stay here. If you're going even deeper in the twist, right hand walks toward the left. Keep the right hand down. Adjust your left hand accordingly. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist deeper. Reach your right hand even further out. So now your upper right shoulder blade, your right arm is getting extension as you twist. All right, let's start to make your way back up. So walk your right hand in for support as you lift your torso, square back to center, counter twist to the right. Square back to center, left hand to support, right arm forward, bend your right elbow. Inhale, draw the right elbow back. Exhale, twist to your left. Inhale, draw the right elbow back. Exhale, twist to your left. One more time. Inhale, draw back. Exhale, twist. Stay twisting. Right hand to the floor. Left hand even further back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Look past your left shoulder behind you. Release. Square back to center. Again, counter twist to the right. Square back. Draw the left heel in a little bit. Swing the right leg around. Marichyasana. Intersect your right heel with your left ankle. And again, sitting on the outer left leg, outer left hip, right arm up. Inhale. Exhale. Reach forward and fold. Now make sure that the right knee keeps drawing toward the right shoulder, toward the center line. If you're looking to bind, wrap the right arm back behind you. And then if you want to take the full bind, take the full bind and fold forward. Inhale, release. Come back to center and twist to the right. Back to center. Twist to your left. Back to center. Leg cradle. You might want to adjust your seat a little bit. And then grabbing the right foot, sitting up tall, and then drawing your shin in and cradle. Asana. Grab either side of the right foot, extend, sitting up tall. Now, if you need to bend your right knee a little bit because you don't have the hamstring stretch yet, that's okay. If you can fully extend, take the full extension. Now, if you need even more help, you can grab the back of the leg instead, the back of the right calf. Now, keep the gaze looking forward first. Keep the right knee, right heel lined up with the hip, shooting straight forward. Let's twist. Left hand to outer right foot. Keep looking forward so you can keep track of your right leg. Right arm reaching back to twist. Now, once you get your twist and you're feeling pretty stable, then go ahead and look behind you. And square back to center. Step the right foot down. Forward folding dragonfly. Hands to the floor. Reach your left heel out to the side. Lay the outer left leg to the floor. Hand to support. Right arm up and fold forward. Let's reach forward, right hand forward first. All right, so we're working on mobility, flexibility of the lower back and the lower spine, and then also the hips. All right, if you want to bind, wrap the right arm around the right shin and fold if you have the ability to fully bind. All right, so last week we were playing with the left heel drawing back, so that maybe you can take the full bind. All right, I'm still not there. That's okay. I'm just going to take the modified version. All right, so if you have the full extension of the outer leg to wrap the right hand behind you for the forward fold, you can take it. All right, release, coming back up. And draw the left heel back as you step the left foot back for Crescent Moon. Left knee comes down. And let's lunge forward with your hands. Okay. Is too sunny in your eyes? Yeah. All right, once you have a little bit of hip opening here and you're ready, take the arms up high. Venus Mudra, arms up. And hands to either side of the left, right foot. Tuck the left toes under. Pyramid, lengthening over the right leg. All right. Bend the front knee, twisting. Left hand stays down, right arm up to twist. And then let's vinyasa here by lengthening and bending the front knee as we coordinate circles with the right arm. So lengthen your right leg as you reach your right arm back and down. Bend the front knee as you circle it forward and up. 3 times. Lengthen, reach back and down. Bend the front knee, forward and up. Lengthen, reach back and down. Bend the front knee, forward and up into a half bind. Right hand behind you. Twist deeper. And release your right hand back down. Warrior 1. Ground the back heel. Arms up high. On the inhale, lengthen front leg, reach up higher. Exhale, bend the front knee, arms alongside. 3 times. Inhale, lengthen, reach up. Bend the front knee, arms alongside. Lengthen, reach up. Keep the arms reaching up. Bending the front knee, coming back to Warrior One. Open it up, Warrior Two. Flip the front palm, reverse Warrior. Exhale, side angle. Right hand inside the foot, stacking your shoulders, left arm up. Extend a side angle, left palm face down, reach forward. Half bind, left arm up and behind you, stack your shoulders. If you want to take the full bind, thread the right arm underneath, catch the other hand. Then you want to lift the upper torso, lean the upper torso back, and stack your shoulders even more. Release your binds. Inhale, come up. Reverse warrior. Exhale, hands to the floor, right foot stepping back, plank. Inhale, one breath. Exhale, lower all the way down to the belly. 3 progressive cobras. Inhale, lift up, baby cobra. Exhale, lower almost all the way down. Inhale, lift up a little bit higher. Exhale, lower almost all the way down. Inhale, lift up even higher. Full extension of your arms if you have it. And release all the way down. Child's pose, feet toward the heels and fold. Roll it back up to hands and knees. Take the seat down. Extend the legs forward. Setting up for 90-90 on the second side. So drawing your right heel in. Sitting on the outer right hip, outer right leg. Line up the right knee with the hip. 90 degrees with your left right shin. And then do the same thing with your left leg. And flex your feet so you're nice and engaged. Hands to either side of your right leg. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward only about halfway, so about 45 degrees, and you want a neutral spine. Keep the chest lifted. Lean forward a little bit more, and then maybe a belly beginning to make contact with your inner right thigh, reaching your left arm forward, traction in your fingertips to the floor. So you're feeling for the stretch of the outer right hip, outer right leg. Now adjusting for twisting. Left hand walks toward the right side first. Once you support with the right hand, the left hand, the right hand moves back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Reach your left hand further forward. All right, if this is good, stay here. If you're going for more depth, walk your left hand in first for support. Adjust your right hand. Inhale, lengthen, twist some more. Exhale, reach your left hand further out, twisting even deeper. Walk your left hand back in, lift the torso up, keeping your legs as they are. Exhale, counter twist to your left. Square back to center, leg cradle. Swing the left leg forward. Adjust your seating. Grabbing the left foot and then threading the arms underneath the left shin. All right, Crouchasana. Grabbing either side of the left foot and extend. All right, so again, you can always bend your left knee or grab the left calf instead and keep reaching for the hamstring stretch. And then twisting, right hand to grab outer left heel. Keep the alignment of the left heel with your hip. Reach your left arm back to deepen your twist. Once you have your twist, keep the left leg stable. Take the gaze behind you. Square back to center. Marichyasana. Draw the right heel in. Intersect the left heel with your right ankle, and you're sitting on the outer right leg again. Right hand to the floor, left arm up, and fold. So left hand reaching forward to traction onto the floor for extension. Keep your left knee drawing in toward the center. And then if you're working to bind, wrap the left arm around the left shin for the half bind. If you want to take the full bind, right arm wraps behind you. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, release. Come back up. Keep the legs as they are. Twist to your left. Inhale, square back. Exhale, counter twist to the right. Back to center again. Take the hands slightly forward as you adjust to reach your right leg over to left side. Forward folding dragonfly. So you want to be on the outer right leg, outer right foot, and flex your foot to engage your leg. Right hand to the floor for support. Left arm up, and then reach forward to fold. You may stay here or wrap the left arm around the left shin for the half bind. If you can take the full bind, take the full bind. So the trick is to use your forehead to the floor as a tripod, right? So forehead to the floor. Keep pulling your left arm in against your left leg. Now, you might feel like you're falling off to the right side, so you want to keep drawing the energy toward the left so that you can use your left arm wrapping around the shin to hold and anchor in. And then if you can free up your right hand for the full bind, take the full bind. The other option is to draw the right heel in a little bit, and that might help for you to draw the weight toward the left, and maybe you can take the full bind there. So it's kind of like a different shape of the Marichyasana, slightly rotated, right? Yes, Jessica, using the forehead to blocks is a very good option to do that. Yeah, Yi, also, if you want to use your forehead to a block, using that as an anchor might be able to free up your, there you go. You see how that works, right? Good, Margaret. All right, let's come back up, square back to center, and then stepping on the left foot, reach your right heel back, and that is your Crescent Moon. Right knee comes down. Take extra padding to your right knee if you need it. And then let's start with your hands to top of the thighs and lunge forward and get into the quad stretch. All right, once you have a few breaths in and you are ready, taking the arms up, Venus Mudra. Work into the openness of the underside of the shoulder joint through the extension of your mudra. Keep the hips lunging forward for the hip opening, for the quad stretch. All right, releasing your hands to the floor. Tucking the right toes under for your pyramid. Lengthen over your left leg for your hamstring stretch. Bend the front knee, right hand stays down for the twisted lunge, left arm reaching up. All right, so we're going to coordinate the lengthening and the bending of the front knee with circles of the left arm. Lengthen out the left leg, reach your left arm back and down. Bend the front knee, circle your left arm forward and up. Lengthen, reach back and down. Bend and circle it forward and up. One more. Lengthen, back and down. Bend and circle it forward and up into a half bind. Left hand behind you, twist deeper. Release your left hand down, warrior one. Ground the back heel, rise up. On the inhale, lengthen front leg, reach up higher. Exhale, bend the front knee, arms alongside. Inhale, lengthen, reach up. Bend and arms alongside. Inhale, lengthen, reach up. Keep the arms reaching up. Bend the front knee, warrior one. Open it up, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. You can modify elbow to the knee or the hand to the floor. Right arm up. Extended side angle. Right arm reach forward. Half bind. Right arm up and behind you. And if you want to go for the full bind, thread the left arm underneath. Now, once you take the interlacing of your hands, you want to lift the upper torso away from the floor. Lean the upper torso back to straighten out the line and stack your shoulders to rotate the front of the torso upwards toward the sky. So you're looking for one straight line eventually. Release your binds. Inhale, come up, reverse warrior. Exhale, hands to the floor, left foot, stepping back, plank. Inhale, one breath. Exhale, lower all the way down. 3 progressive cobras. Inhale, lift up, baby cobra. Exhale, lower almost all the way down. Inhale, lift up a little bit higher. Exhale, lower almost all the way down. Inhale, lift up even higher. Full extension of your arms if you have it for cobra, Bhujangasana. And release all the way down, and then child's pose. Feet toward the heels and fold. Take back up. Take the seat down, swing the legs forward, and coming into seated pose again. Extend the left leg forward. Sole the right foot, inner left leg. Shavasana, left hand to the floor. Right arm is up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Grabbing the foot, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, maintain a neutral spine as you go deeper. Maybe grabbing with both hands. Inhale, take it back up. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, square back. Draw the right leg back behind you, a second variation on your Janusasana. Try to get the legs to 90 degrees. Left hand to the floor, right arm is up, and forward fold. This time, if you want to grab the outer foot instead, you can. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deepen. Assignment, switch hands. Yeah. Inhale, take it back up. Keep the legs. Twist to the right. Stay twisting. Side bend over your left leg. Reach your right arm overhead. You can reach forward with the right fingertips or bind the right hand to your left big toe. And keep stacking your shoulders, rotating the torso upwards toward the sky. Now, you may remain here, right, if this is good enough, or the right arm reaching forward. If you want to take the full bind for infinity, you can lift the seat. Thread the left arm underneath to grab the right ankle, sit back down, and then side bend again over your left leg for the right hand to left foot bind. So this is your infinity pose. Keep stacking your shoulders. So you should feel rotation into your spine, stretch into your right arm, right shoulder joint, and then also your left hamstrings. And start to release, come back up. Square back to center, swing the right leg around for a half seated spinal twist. Right hand is behind you, left arm is up and twist. Inhale back to center. Exhale, counter twist to your left. Option, stay here and twist, or one-legged crow. Hands to your left side. Pick up the seat. Left knee to the left arm. Shift and kick the right leg back. Now, if this is good, you can stay here. Or if you want twisted crow, stack the hips, bend your right knee, and lift the right side just a little bit. Almost there, Margaret. Good. All right. Okay, so from the Cedar Spinal Twist, right, hands to your left side. Bear weight into your hands, lift the seat. You're going to hook the left knee behind the left arm. Shift forward. That's your one-legged crow. Maybe just pick up the right knee, right leg. Maybe extend the leg back. This is your one-legged crow. But if you want to stack the hips and bend your right knee like we do in down dog, right, the sideward scorpion, you can do that, and that is your twisted crow. Good. So if you can't extend the right leg all the way back, that's okay. You can just pick up the foot and stay there until you can learn to balance there. All right. So from the half-seated spinal twist, step the right foot down, and again, make your way back into Crescent Moon, left foot stepping back this time. All right, once you set up the base, let's wrap the hands back behind you. Interlace, lift up, gaze up. All right, let's twist. Hands to the ins of the right foot. Turn the right toes out. Left hand can go a little bit wider. Right arm up and behind you. If you want to bind, right hand to left foot, you can take the bind. Square the torso, look forward, keep your bind if you can. As you draw the left heel in toward the seat, fold forward. This is a deep left quad stretch. Start to make your way back up. Release your binds. Hands to the ins of the right foot. Turn the right toes back in. Draw the left heel back. All right, so we're working on hip opening, also working on the head beginning to work behind the foot. So you're going to dig the right shoulder underneath the right knee. Left hand to grab the right ankle. And just keep digging the shoulder further and further underneath. You can start with your left elbow down and just pressing the head up against your left wrist. All right, so this is beginning to stretch your lower back, going into the hip opening. Now, once you adjust to this stretch, if you have a little bit more in you, let the right shoulder come down a little bit. Dig the right shoulder even further underneath the right leg. Maybe the head starts to inch a little bit closer to behind the right heel. And then as you keep working, one breath at a time, you start to work the head behind the foot. Now, working the head behind the foot here is a lot more stable, right? Because your feet and your legs are making contact to the floor. Now, if you're quite tall and your legs are long and your heels are a little bit close, you can actually create a little bit more space, right? By getting your foot to come forward a little bit so you can elevate your knee, right? So what I'm trying to say is if your foot is too close, notice how when your foot is too close, you actually have less space, right? And your knee is actually a little bit lower. So if your knee is past your heel, then that is shortening the length of your legs, right? So if you want to create more space, if you walk the foot further forward, that will create a little bit more space for you to get your torso underneath, to get your head underneath, right? So making the adjustment. If your foot is too close, make it a little bit further, and then you'll create more space to get your head past under. If you have blocks, that's also helpful, right? If you want to step the right foot onto a block, that elevation might give you more space to get the head and the torso underneath your right leg. All right, so the key is to inch your right shoulder further and further underneath your right leg, and then inch your head further and further behind your foot. All right, let's start to break. Come back up. And then let's side bend to the opposite direction behind you. Left arm up and overhead, reaching to the back. Make your way back up. Extend the right leg out. Turn the right foot in a little bit. Combination of gate pose and camel pose. Left hand to left heel, right arm up and back for the back bend. Come back up, square back forward, draw the right heel in. So stay here for a second. We're going to work toward Komodo Dragon. So it's the same shape as drawing your right shoulder underneath your right knee. But this time, your left arm comes down to a 45-degree angle. So with the left arm in the 45-degree angle, that gives you a nice platform to balance with. Then it's your right hand that grabs your left foot for the bind. Shift to stand on the left arm, left knee, and extend the right leg out. That is your Komodo Dragon. Komodo Dragon can also end up with an extended tail reaching back. Right? So that is an option. So let's get there. Step the right foot down, draw the right shoulder underneath. Left forearm comes to the floor. Now, the left elbow is also toward the edge of the mat on the left side. So you want to widen that stance. Left forearm, 45 degrees. The right hand grabs the left foot. Shift the weight to your left arm, left knee, and pick up the right foot, shoot it out to the side. That is your Komodo Dragon. So the right leg is maybe about parallel to the floor. Now, if you can maintain the balance there, the right leg reaches back, frees up the right leg to become a tail. For those of you who are ambitious and want to go further, it is a supreme arm balance, the forearm stand variation. So left arm stays down, right hand comes down to the shape of a tripod. Then right knee to the back of the right arm, gaze to the floor. Shift forward, and the left leg shoots up. Now we can free up the right leg out to the side, and then scorpion your left leg. Right? So this is the supreme arm balance, forearm stand variation. All right. So for Simon, if you have the part of the right knee to your right arm, you can just lift your left knee and come into this shape. Right? And so this might start to give you the beginning of the weight bearing onto your left arm and the shape of the pose. Then you want to shift forward once again, bear weight into the arm, and maybe you can switch the weight to lift the left leg back. That's right. And yes, Dennis, right? The head to the floor is the headstand variation of the same thing. But maybe your hand and your left arm and your right hand too far away. If you want to draw them in just a little bit, you might be able to bear weight into your head to take the balance. There you go. Good. Right? So already, by that adjustment, you were able to lift the back leg. Maybe not straight up, but at least at an angle. So you were able to get to some sort of a headstand of that. Good, Margaret, almost there. All right, let's start to finish up. All right, so dig the right shoulder out, frame your right foot again, left foot reaching back. Let's come back to your pyramid. Letting the knees release just a little bit, getting some circulation back, and we can use this as a rest pose as we keep working on to the lengthening of the hamstrings. Bend the front knee, warrior one. Exhale, open it up, warrior two. Triangle, lengthen out the right leg. Right hand to top of the shin onto the floor, left arm up. Extended triangle, left arm reaching forward. Half bind, left arm up and behind you. Stack the shoulders. You may stay here. If you want to work on the binding of the triangle, you can start with the right knee bending. Wrap the right arm underneath to take the bind. Once you have your bind, if you can lengthen out the right leg for the triangle, take it. All right, starting to release. Inhale, come up. Reverse your triangle. Bend the front knee, hands to the floor. Right foot stepping back. Exhale, lower all the way down. Sphinx Pose, walking hands forward, forearms down. If you need to measure out, you can grab opposite elbows and then take the forearms back down, and that will help you measure out shoulder width. Then you want to check that the right shoulder roughly lines up with the right elbow, so you have a vertical line with your upper arm. Then pressing your belly and your lower ribs to your floor. Press your forearms down to lift the chest. Press your hands down. Lift the elbows. A slightly lower cobra. Bend the elbows a little bit. Walk your hands further back. If you want to go deeper into the Bhujangasana Cobra, you're going to roll the shoulders forward, up, and back as you lengthen out the arms so you're in a much higher position, which is a lower back bend. And bend the elbows, release all the way down, child's pose, feet toward the heels. Now this time when you take your child's pose, maybe your knees can go wider and your heels come closer, and then pressing into your hands firmly to draw the feet toward the heels first. So you get more hip opening, more lower back stretch. And then once you have that resistance, you can crawl the hands further forward and flatten toward the floor. Right? So sometimes our child's pose can be very, very soft, gentle, and easy. Other times, the child's pose can be very active, which is where we are now. We're pressing the hands up against the floor, using that resistance to draw the feet toward the heels. And you should feel a lot more openness through the underside of your arms, your shoulders. And then you should also maybe feel some engagement to the mid-upper back. All right, take the torso back up. Draw the knees together, take the seat to the floor, swing the legs forward, Janu Shirshasana, second side. Right leg extended, right? Sole of the left foot to the inner right thigh. Right hand to the floor, left arm is up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. And then if you can free up your right hand to grab the other side, you may do so. Inhale, release, come back up. Keep the legs as they are, twist to your left. Square back to center, take the left heel, draw it back behind you, and maybe get the legs to about 90 degrees. Right hand to the floor. Left arm is up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, reach forward, grabbing the outside of the right foot if you can. Re-lengthen on the inhale. Exhale, deepen the forward fold. So you should feel a significant amount of hamstring stretch here as you take your forward fold. Inhale, take it back up, keep the legs, twist to your left. Side bending over the right leg. So keeping a twist, side bending, reaching the left arm overhead. Either just reach toward the front of the room, or we can bind the left hand to right foot, take the bind. Keep your shoulders stacking. You may remain here, or if you're taking infinity pose, lift the torso back up. You're going to lift the seat. Thread the right arm underneath to grab the left heel, left ankle, and then sit back down, side bend over the right leg, and then reaching left arm forward or binding hand to foot. Continue to stack your shoulders. All right, start to release. Make your way back up. Carry your left leg, swing it around, Cedar spinal twist, half variation. Left hand behind, your right arm is up and twist to your left. The other way, Dennis. Yeah, left leg on top. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist to the right. So again, you have an option here, right? If you want to play with arm balancing, it is your one-legged crow. So the hands to the right side, stepping on the left foot so you can pick up your seat. All right? So as you step on the left foot, now you're going to take the right knee to the back of the right arm, bending at the elbows. So that's the beginning of your one-legged crow. Then shift the weight to the right arm, pick up the left foot. Maybe you just stay there with the left knee bent. Maybe you can reach your left leg back. Maybe you can stack the hips, bend your left knee for the sideward scorpion shape of this twisted crow. Right? Or if you prefer to just do a regular crow or something else, play and see where you get, or just stay in that neutralizing shape of the Cedar spinal twist. Right? All right, let's start to finish up. Coming out of your neutralizing side of the Cedar spinal twist, step the left foot back down, shift, and right foot back. Crescent Moon, this time with the hands bound. All right, so set up the base of the pose. Lunge forward. Once you have a stable position, then taking the arms back behind you, interlace with the other thumb on top, broaden your shoulders, and keep leaning forward. And release. Hand to the inside of the left foot. Turn your left toes out at an angle. You can widen your right hand for a better foundation. And then left arm up and behind you for the half bind, twisting to your left. And if you're going further to bind, hand to foot, bend your right knee, grab the inside of the right foot with your left hand. And as you twist, you want to keep kicking your foot away from you, which lengthens your left arm and gives you a deeper rotation, so therefore creating space within the bind. All right, let's forward fold. Square of your torso. As you draw the right heel in toward the seat, start to forward fold. Forehead toward the floor if you have it. If you're not able to touch your head down, that's okay. Just hover in space. Just keep leaning forward, getting into the stretch of the front of the right leg, so that's your quads. All righty, make your way back up, releasing your right foot. Take the hands to the floor for support. Turn the left toes back forward, but right heel back. So preparing for that shape to get into your Komodo Dragon. All right? So first, digging your left shoulder underneath your left knee. Right elbow comes down to the floor, a little bit closer toward the edge of the mat. So you're trying to widen your stance, creating a wider triangle. The right arm comes in 45 degrees. All right? So once you have this foundation, you can take your left hand to grab the right foot. Start to shift the weight to your right arm, right knee. Free up your left leg to shoot out to the left side. Komodo Dragon. And if you're Komodo Dragon, once you extend the left leg back for the tail, take the extension. All right, and then if you want to develop this into an inversion, release your left hand to the floor. So that is supreme arm balance. Now, consider if you're taking the arm balance, right? You don't want your right forearm and your left hand to be too far away, because then that won't give you enough leverage. You want to maybe place your left hand just slightly behind the right elbow, just slightly behind. If you're taking the headstand variation, the head comes to the floor first. Walk your feet in, left knee to left arm, right leg up. If you're taking the forearm stand variation, take the gaze to the floor, left knee to the left arm. Shift, pick up the right leg, shoot it up. Now then, if you want to take that into an arm balance fully, you can. Let me get better leverage this time. All right, good work. Keep working. All right, I'm going to even out on both sides first. All right, so it's a puppy press up, and then scorpion up the right leg. Good, Margaret. Good, Dennis. Stretch it out if you need. Almost there, Simon. There you go. All right, almost there. Keep working on that. All right, Yi. If you take the right elbow in just a little bit, it's a little bit wide, draw in a little bit. Yeah, try again there. Good, Dennis. There you go, Dennis. All right, let's break. So we have the right foot forward, right? No. Yeah, left foot forward. All right, so frame your left foot with your hands, draw the right heel back, and lengthen over your left leg for your pyramid. Let's take here for a few breaths. Yes. Head behind the foot. Ah, yes. Okay, let's come back. I totally missed the head behind the foot. We did that first before we did all this other stuff. My apologies. Okay, so let's dig the left shoulder underneath the left knee, hands either side, or the right hand to grab the left ankle, right elbow comes down, and let's press the head up against your right wrist. All right, we did this as a preparation, and then we came back into it. That's right. All right, if you're ready to start digging, right? Consider the positioning of your left foot in relationship to how much space you have to dig the shoulder and the torso underneath your left leg. So if your foot is too far back behind you, you have very little space, right? So you want to create some space so you can have enough openness for your shoulder and your torso to get underneath. So Dennis is less open on this side, and Margaret is way more open on this side. Margaret, are you on the correct leg? Oh, you did the other side. Okay. Now, Dennis, I think, after you take your break, I think your legs might be too wide, so you're too low. If you draw your knee in a little bit, where you're standing over the knee a little bit more actively, like this, versus like this, you might actually feel like you're stronger and you have more space. Try that. Yes, good. There you go. Right? Try not to collapse in the hips, but dig through your shoulders. Yeah, yeah. Try not to go too low with your hips. Yes, that's right. Use the spine and the head digging down instead of the hips dropping. All right, let's break. So originally we did the side stretch here. Right hand to the floor, left arm overhead. And thank you again for the reminder. All right, make your way back up. Extend the left leg out for the gate pose. Turn your left toes in a little bit. So you do want the foot to be flat to the floor. All right, and it's the right hand behind you, left arm overhead and back. All right, lift the back up. Square back forward. We're going to take the forward fold in pyramid. All right, bend the front knee, ground the back heel, circle it up into warrior two, reverse warrior, and then triangle. Lengthen out the left leg. Left hand to top of the shin up to the floor, right arm up. Extend it, right arm forward. Half bind it, right arm up and behind you. Now come up, reverse triangle. Full bind. Come back down. Missed it again. If you're taking a full bind, bend your left knee, wrap the left arm underneath, and then once you have the bind, lengthen out the left leg. Maybe subconsciously, this is my tighter side and I want to skip it. All right, start to break. Now, come up, reverse triangle. Bend the front knee, hands to the floor, left foot back, lower all the way down, and set up for Sphinx Pose again. Arms forward, forearms down. Grab opposite elbows for shoulders width. Take the forearms down. Now this time, take the knees wider, bend your knees, and touch your toes together. Now as you press your forearms down, lift your chest, and maybe start energetically to reach your head toward your toes. Then press your hands down, lift the elbows up, and energetically again, reaching the head toward the toes. Now, if you want to work toward the head toward the toes, you can always walk your hands in, and again, head toward the toes. I'm nowhere near, but it's the energetic feeling of reaching your head toward the toes. And if you have the pose, take it. If you have a friend who has the know-how of getting the head to using an adjustment of grabbing the chin and the feet to work toward touching. Is Yi? Uh-oh, Yi's close. Let's see. Aha. May I adjust you, Yi? Okay. You have about 3 inches. 1 inch. It's okay. No more. Might be too much. Okay, good enough. Me too. All right. Starting to release. Child's pose, seat toward the heels, and fold. And again, if you want to go for wider knees, you can. All right, so as you take wider knees, you want to use the resistance of the hands, tractioning to the floor. Press strongly against the floor. So first getting the seat toward the heels, and then crawl the hands forward to get lots of length and openness. All right. Take it back up. Down dog. Right? So now we're going to work toward a split. Right leg up. Step the right foot forward. So taking the shape of Crescent Moon first, okay? So we're going to take the shape of Crescent Moon, and then let's lunge forward again. All right, so we did lots of preparation with hips, quads, lower back, rotations. So we're going to do the last few preparations before we come into the split. So we're going to shift back into half split. Tuck the left toes under. Hips over your left knee. Flex your right foot. Inhale, lengthen. Forward fold here, going into the hamstrings. So we're going to go to hips, hamstrings, hips, hamstrings in these shapes a few times. Each time going more progressively so that it's helping us lead toward a split. All right, let's step the right foot back down. Crawl the right foot forward about 3 or 4 inches, and then lean the hips forward. So now you're in a deeper lunge. All right, so you're maybe about a third way toward a split. And then let's shift it back again for the hamstring stretch. Now, the next time you move forward is where you're going to start to work toward the split. So keeping the foot in a flex position, you're going to go light on the heel, but you can still graze the foot, the heel of the foot on the floor, right? So gently graze the heel forward, stop, and then reach your left knee further back. Reach your right heel forward, left knee back. Right heel forward, left knee back. So slowly, progressively working toward a split. Now, if you have blocks, you can take a block underneath your right hamstring, or you can actually sit on a block or a blanket. All right, so with the help of elevation, what you're working with is using the blocks to help you support. And every time you go into the pose, you go a little bit lower. So if there are ways for you to reduce the height of whatever structure you're using, right, that's what you're working with. So if you're not very flexible, maybe the first setting on the block is the highest setting. Then you go to the second setting, and then you go to lowest setting. And then you progressively go lower, maybe using a blanket, and then reducing the height of the blanket until you eventually get to the floor. So Yi, if you want, right, the block goes underneath your right hamstrings, or you can actually sit on the block on the right seat. Right, you want to go higher to the next level, right? So you can start there, but then, yeah. Good. right? So even using the block, right? Notice this. If you're using the block a little bit closer to your knee, right? That's going to actually support you in a way where you can actually go a little higher, right? So the higher up you move the block up against your hamstrings toward the seat, the lower you can go, right? Because the wedge toward your ankles, because of the slope of the leg, right? So that's geometry. So the slope is a little higher toward the seat. So the further you move your structure back, the lower you can go. Okay, so you can take the same block, but move it a little bit further back to make it lower, a little bit further forward to make it more supportive, a little higher. All right, let's start to break. Lift back up. So as you keep the right heel light, you're going to drag the right foot all the way back to almost like a half split position. Then lunge back forward, tuck the left toes under. Ground the palms and step the right foot back. My favorite way to neutralize that is to take extended malasana, heels together, toes apart, and then draw the seat toward the heels as you fold. And then once you kind of get into the shape, once you get a little bit of relief, you can maybe move your hips slightly side to side to bring some circulation, some additional movement, some range of motion. And once you get a few breaths in, feeling better, then you can start to come back to your down dog and go more into a neutral position. All right, so the key to getting toward the flexibility of your split is to do lots of preparation, lots of other poses that incorporate the hamstrings, the hips, and the lower back through extension and rotation, flexion, and extension, right? So all those things eventually will open up your muscles, preparing you. But even right before you get to the split, you have that last set of preparation to ease you into it, right? Because they're progressive movements in toward the shape of the split. All right, second side, left leg up. Step the left foot forward, right knee comes down, Crescent Moon. So let's set up your Crescent Moon first. So this is your hip opener, quad stretch. Right? So it's the extension of the front of the back leg and the contraction of the back of the front leg. All right, let's go into half split. Hands to the floor, tuck the right toes under, shift your hips back so that the hips line up over your right knee. Flex your left foot for the left hamstring stretch. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, deepen the fold. All right, step the left foot down. Walk the left foot forward 3 or 4 inches, and then lunge your hips forward, so going deeper into your lunge. All right, let's shift it back one more time to your half split. So this is slightly deeper than the first one. Now keep light on that front heel as you slide the left heel further forward. Then inch your right knee further back. Slide the left heel further forward. Inch your right knee further back. And then progressively work into your split. And keep your hands supporting. Use your blocks accordingly. Margaret is there on this side, not so much on the first side. Now, once you have the pose, right, there are multiple ways of refining the pose. Now, in yoga, we like to square the hips, flex your front foot, and point the back toes, right? Sometimes you tuck the back toes as well. I like to point the back toes and flex the front foot and square the hips. This is the yoga's way of doing a split. In the dancer's way of doing a split, they tend to slide over to one side, right, and open up toward the side of the back leg. So slightly different between dancers and yoga splits. All righty, let's start to break. Hands to either side for support, tuck the right toes under, and as you shift the left heel back, be light on that heel, and come into the half split. Step the left foot down, lunge forward, ground the palms, tuck the back toes, and step it back. Extended Malasana. All right. Start to release. Walk your hands in, take the knees down, take the seat down, extend the legs forward. Take a straddling forward bend. Legs out wide. So rather than taking pigeon today, let's take straddling forward bend. All right? So let the feet go wide, flex through your heels. Now, to get deeper into the pose, you can take the hands back behind you. Lift the seat. Go wider by drawing the heels further out and the hips forward, and then take the seat back down. So you might feel that your legs are actually wider. All right? So start with your hands behind you. Outwardly, turn your fingertips out, so outer rotation with your fingers and your shoulders. Hands to behind you. Inhale, lengthen. Draw the shoulders to open. Exhale. Start to work the torso slightly forward. Now, keep a neutral spine the best you can. Now, once you get to a certain point and you are stuck, that's okay. You stay there. Allow your muscles to release. Now, you might even need the hands forward instead of behind you for support, right? So depending on how high and how low you are. If you're ready now to take the hands forward, take the hands forward. Now, keep the spine neutral, right? Or maybe even a slight back bend. You don't want to start rounding already. You want to keep lifting and opening. Walk the hands forward a little bit. Reach your heels and maybe feel like your torso is coming forward, and you're going to start to feel the inner thigh stretch, hamstring stretch as you work forward. Now, once you get to a certain point and you're like, okay, that's it, then you stay there for a few breaths. Once you catch a few breaths, then you want to examine again. Can you go even further forward to the point that maybe you flatten toward the floor? Now, if you're not quite flat, again, you can use your block to the chest, and using the block right here, that might give you support so that you can free up your hands to reach forward, right? It could be your belly, your lower ribs, or your chest. Good. Right, so if to your torso doesn't work, it could be to your forehead, right? And for those of us who have the flexibility to pancake toward the floor, then you can go flat. I'm maybe about here, comfortably. On a good day, I can take two fists and rest my forehead. So today, I guess it's a good day. Good ye. And so again, progressively, right? You maybe want to start with two fists, then you go to one, then you go to no fists into your forearms, and you can work your arms out, arms wider, etc. Two more breaths. Good, Margaret. You are pretty close to completely flat. Well, the chest, right? The chest is not quite flat. That's okay, but your back, at least, your spine looks like it's getting close to being flat, so that's good. So eventually, right, all the way down. Two more breaths. So Jessica, you might want to take the forearms down, right? When you take your forearms down in front of you this way, you can progressively go further by working your elbows further forward, which then gets your belly and your ribs closer toward the floor, but your upper back is lifted, which gives you the sense of a neutral spine as you get flatter and flatter, starting with the belly, right? Starting with the belly, working your way up. Right? So this is how you can work. Because if you take the hands to either side of you, you're going to feel like you don't quite have the support, right? And then you don't have maybe the courage to work further forward, right? But with your arms on the floor in this way, you can still get all the support you need by inching away forward and get all the support, right? So I hope that you're feeling like you're getting deeper by doing it that way and a little safer by doing it that way. All right, let's start to break when you're ready. Walk your hands back in, lift the torso back up. All right, so your legs are vulnerable now. Make sure you support with your hands to your inner thighs above the knees, and as you pull up, your knees will start to bend, but you're fully supporting with your hands. Take the soles of the feet together, knees apart, and then support with your hands again. And let's take a Tadasana. So the heels are slightly further forward, so it's easier for your hips. And you can round the spine nice and easy. So you don't have to go so low because we did a deep forward fold already. You just want to quiet your hips. You want to quiet your spine and your lower back a little bit here. All right, once you're feeling pretty neutral and you're ready to make your way to Shavasana, start to lift back up, extend the legs forward, support with your hands to either side, and lower onto your back. Let's take a twist. Left knee draws in, left arm out to a T, and twist to the right. All right, take it back to center, switch legs, switch arms, and twist to the other direction. All right, take it back to center, hugging both knees in. And then once you're feeling pretty good and you're ready, full Shavasana, feet to the floor. Slide the legs forward, separating your feet, toes turn out, arms alongside with the palms facing up. And then let it all go for your Shavasana. Begin to draw your breath back in, moving your fingers and your toes. When you're ready, reach the arms overhead, stretching in opposite directions. And then rolling over to the right side, coming up to a comfortable cross-legged position. Let's take your non-dominant shin on top when you take your seat. Then reconnecting to an even seat, a lengthy spine, shoulders broad, breath deep. Let the neck be free. Inhale for Om. Om. Hands together in prayer, bowing forward, sealing in the practice. Come up. Namaste, everybody. Thank you so much for being here today. And thank you for sharing your practice with me. Again, my name is Stephen Cheng, coming to you live from 333 Grand in downtown Jersey City, New Jersey. Please visit my website, simhayoga.com, for the hybrid schedule, which is in person here at 333 Grand, as well as through Zoom. You can register for class through ubindi.com. And if you're watching this on YouTube, classes are $10, and you can pay through Venmo or PayPal. Payment information is on the bottom of the video. Again, thank you for joining me. I will see you next time.